Hello and welcome to another Grammar Bites. In this video, reported statements. To begin, let's look at the difference between direct speech and reported speech. Here are two friends having a conversation. One lady has just received a voice message and she wants to tell her friend what the message says. If we use direct speech, we need to use the same words that the person said. And we need to use quote marks at the beginning and the end of the sentence. This is very common in written stories. Here is the direct speech of the voice message. The man said, "I want to see you again." Another way, also common in written English and very common in spoken English, is to use reported speech. When we use reported speech, we don't use exactly the same words, and we don't use quote marks. Here's the lady telling her friend what the message says using reported speech. He said he wanted to see me again. Notice how the sentence isn't exactly what the man said. Let's look at how we use reported speech to report statements. When we report statements that someone said, we often use the verbs say and tell. Remember to use an object, such as me, us, them, you, etc., after tell. The teacher said that the project was important. The teacher told us that the project was important. Her father said that he would read to her. Her father told her that he would read to her. When we report speech, we don't always use that. Let's use the same example again. Her father said that he would read to her. Her father said he would read to her. These sentences have the same meaning. Her father told her that he would read to her. Her father told her he would read to her. Again, these two sentences have the same meaning. An important part of reported speech is how the tense and pronouns change in the reported statement. Remember this example? Notice that the tense of the sentence that the lady is reporting to her friend has changed. This is called backshifting. When we report speech, we usually move the verb back one step into the past. So here, want in the present tense becomes wanted, the past tense, when we report the statement. Also notice how the pronouns have changed. The man said, "I want to see you again." But when the lady reported this, the sentence is different. He said he wanted to see me again. It is important to change the pronouns to make sure we talk about the right person. Let's first look at how other tenses change. As we saw with the previous example, when we report the sentence, we move the tense one step into the past. Here are the tenses and how they change from the original sentence to reported speech. Firstly, present tenses, that is, the present simple and present continuous, go into the past. So present simple becomes past simple. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Likewise, the past tenses and present perfect tenses also go back one step. They go into past perfect tenses. Some modal verbs also change, such as will and can. They become would and could. We also said another important change is the change in pronouns. Here's an example. The man said to the lady, "My brother will call you this weekend." If we keep the pronouns the same, it is incorrect. He said my brother would call you. I don't have a brother, and if I did, Why would he call you? Definitely, this is incorrect. When we report the sentence, we need to think who we are talking about. 2 questions. Whose brother? His. Who will he call? Her. So when we report the sentence, we need to change those pronouns. He said his brother would call her this weekend. How we change the pronouns also depends on who the person is talking to. Let's use this teacher and his class as an example. First, he tells the whole class, "Your homework is good." The boy reports this. The teacher told us our homework was good. But if the teacher is talking to just one boy, "Your homework is good," the blonde boy in the picture reports this differently. The teacher told him his homework was good. Notice how the pronouns have changed to show who the teacher is talking to. Now if we twist the teacher's head, so he talks to the blonde boy in the picture, the blonde boy will again report the sentence differently. "Your homework is good." The blonde boy says, "The teacher told me my homework was good." Again, notice that the pronouns have changed. Here are some examples so we can see how the tense and pronouns change. My friend Steve will report the sentences for us. I'm a doctor. She said she was a doctor. Notice that the tense has moved into the past tense, and the pronouns have changed. He's sleeping. She said he was sleeping. The present continuous is now the past continuous. We keep the pronoun he, it still means the baby here. I finished my yoga session. He said he had finished his yoga session. Present perfect becomes past perfect, and we change the pronouns, talking about him and his yoga session. We won. They said they had won. The past simple moves back to the past perfect tense. I'll be there at 9 o'clock. He said he would be there at 9 o'clock. Sometimes it isn't necessary to change the tense if we want to show that the information is still true. Here are some friends who are meeting today. Cindy is on the phone to one of her friends. One friend complains that she is late. Cindy explains, "I'm walking now, I'll be there in 5 minutes." And her friend reports this. She said she's walking now, she'll be here in 5 minutes. The tense hasn't changed because we want to show that the information is still true. Another example. Her son likes reading, and this is always true, so we can report this without changing the tense. My son said he likes reading. In spoken English, we often keep our reporting verb say and tell in the present tense. When we speak, starting to report speech with he says or she says is very common. When we do this, we don't need to change the tense of the verb in the reported statement. Here's an example. I can run faster than you guys. She says she can run faster than us. But remember, this is informal spoken English. Here's another example. 2 friends talking about work. Notice again that when we use tell or say in the present tense to report the statements, the verb in the statements does not change. The direct speech. I am so important to this company. The man reports this as, my boss tells me that he is so important to the company. Another example. The direct speech. I wanted to hire more staff. The second man reports this. My supervisor says she wanted to hire more staff. Now it's over to you. As always, there's a link below the video for extra practice. Have a great day.